You know, if your Sunday evening feels a little too quiet, you might just be missing out. So, as the final Mass of the Vatican's 2025 Youth Jubilee wrapped up, what happened next was anything but predictable. The Pope-mobile rolled into St. Peter's Square, totally unexpected and honestly pretty dramatic, right after the ceremonial rites. And just like that, a crowd of about 1 million young pilgrims exploded with cheers, songs, chants and banners. The energy? It was electric, buzzing through the evening air. Picture this: thousands of raised fists and flags, millions of camera flashes, and everyone's heartbeats syncing up, more like a rock concert than a church event. When Pope Leo XIV stepped out, his smile lit up under the setting sun, and young voices rose in a chorus of hope and identity. He wasn't hidden behind guards or velvet ropes. He drove right into the crowd, waving, connecting, just being real and human. This surprise entrance totally broke the usual papal distance. No high stage, no glass box, just a simple car and a hand reaching out to everyone. That changed everything. Instead of being this distant authority, he became someone accessible, a servant leader. The cheers blended the ancient basilica walls with the optimism of youth, turning Leo XIV into more than just a pope. He became a global youth icon, right then and there. It all played out like a movie. Golden dusk over St. Peter's Square, the basilica towering above a sea of young people. Flags from all over, Africa, Europe, Asia waved together, making a tapestry of unity. And everywhere, phone screens glowed like stars, capturing every second, streaming it live around the world. Pope Leo stood in the center, almost crowned by the fading sun. He waved, beaming, totally present. The camera panned out. Old columns, young faces, modern devices in this sacred space. That mix, ancient setting and youthful energy, sent a clear message. This is a church rooted in tradition, but alive with new life. Everywhere you looked, you saw Christian legacy, centuries-old architecture, marble steps worn by pilgrims, stained glass windows telling gospel stories. But every student in the square, they're the promise of tomorrow. That contrast shows a church at a crossroads, anchored in the old, but reaching for the new. This visual mix is no accident. Youth aren't just a disruption, they're a holy disruption. The timeless cathedral meets the modern generation, and through Pope Leo, the Vatican is saying, faith still matters. The idea of a jubilee in the Catholic Church goes way back to 1300 AD, when Pope Boniface VIII kicked off the first Holy Year, a time for pilgrimage, repentance, and renewing faith. Inspired by the biblical Jubilee in Leviticus, the Catholic Jubilee was supposed to happen every 100 years, but soon it was every 25, so more people could join in. Over time, special Jubilees got added, extraordinary ones, themed ones. One of the biggest changes, Jubilees just for young people. World Youth Day, the seed of the Youth Jubilee. It didn't start out as the Jubilee of Youth, but in 1984, Pope John Paul II invited young Catholics to Rome for Palm Sunday. That first gathering became World Youth Day, now a global event every 2 or 3 years, bringing millions together for prayer, culture, and spiritual growth. In the great Jubilee year of 2000, Pope John Paul II made the Youth Jubilee official as part of the Millennium celebrations. Held in Rome, it brought over 2 million young people from all over the world. It was a turning point. Youth weren't just followers anymore, but agents of renewal in a changing world. 2000. Rome, the first Youth Jubilee, had a mass at Tor Vergata, where Pope John Paul II called the youth the Sentinels of the Morning. Those words still inspire youth ministries today. 2010, minor celebrations, smaller local events and themed years for youth followed, adapting to different cultures but keeping the global spirit alive. 2016, Krakow, Poland, linked to World Youth Day, Pope Francis talked about mercy and challenged young Catholics to leave a mark on the world. 2025, Vatican, now. With Pope Leo XIV, the first American Pope, leading, the Youth Jubilee is back, more energetic, innovative and relevant than ever. 2025, a new chapter under Pope Leo XIV. This year's Youth Jubilee, July 28th, August 3rd, 2025, is a huge moment for the Vatican. It's not just a religious event, it's a movement. Pope Leo XIV, known for his down-to-earth style and modern outlook, opened the Jubilee in St. Peter's Square, driving through crowds of excited, singing pilgrims. His motorcade got thunderous cheers, especially from youth influencers, Catholic creators, and interfaith delegates from over 100 countries. Youth choirs from Africa, South America, and Eastern Europe. A papal blessing for digital creators. A call to real connection over virtual performance. Emotional stories from youth affected by war, poverty, and religious persecution. Why it matters. The role of youth in the Church's future. The Youth Jubilee isn't just about faith. It's about identity, belonging, and purpose. In a world full of digital distractions and uncertainty, the Church reminds young people, you're not alone, and your voice matters. From climate change to mental health, from faith in the age of AI to reclaiming spiritual agency, this Jubilee is reimagining Catholicism through the eyes of the next generation. As always, the 2025 Jubilee will end with a huge outdoor vigil and Mass at Tor Vergata, a throwback to the 2000 Youth Jubilee. Over 1 million young pilgrims will camp out under the Roman sky for a night of prayer, music, and a special message from Pope Leo XIV called The Digital Disciple, Living Truth in a Virtual Age. Whether you're in Rome, Rio, Krakow, or Kigali, the Youth Jubilee has become a powerhouse of hope, reform, and a prophetic voice for a church facing change. It's launched activists, sparked global friendships, and inspired young people to join seminaries, convents, or start humanitarian work. In the words of Pope John Paul II, young people, don't be afraid to be holy. Be saints of the new millennium. And in Pope Leo XIV's words today, you weren't born for scrolling, you were born to shake the world. The Pope's spontaneous blessing. After arriving, Pope Leo hopped onto a makeshift stage near the obelisk. He greeted the crowd in Spanish, then English, then Italian, each time getting more passionate and personal. His words echoed through the loudspeakers across the square. You are the sign that a different world is possible. Peace isn't just our prayer, it has to be our action. He talked about young people from conflict zones like Gaza and Ukraine, and called them ambassadors of resilience, reconciliation, and unity. No long intro, just urgency. Be signs of hope. Build justice now. Hold hands across nations. His tone was casual but powerful. When he said, let your faith be measured by your works, not just your worship, the crowd applauded. Not wild but thoughtful, accepting the challenge. This off-the-cuff style made Leo XIV feel more like a pastor than a pontiff, a leader talking straight to the next generation, not through layers of formality. His multilingual speech showed global inclusivity. Mentioning world conflict put youth at the heart of peace building. Instead of reading from a script, he spoke from the heart. Bring light, stand for justice, and be bold in mercy. His blessing wasn't just about forgiveness. It was a call to action. That's when you get pure electric joy. And trust me, you want to be there. Cheers echo, chants ring out, and it just feels like pure happiness is in the air. People laugh, some wipe away tears, others just stand in awe, soaking up this once-in-a-lifetime moment. There's energy you can almost reach out and touch. Phones shoot up, trying to capture the magic. Others just hold hands, united by joy. The Pope moves slowly, blessing, connecting, greeting the faithful who waited hours for just a glimpse. And as the sun sets, casting a warm glow over the basilica and the crowd, you realize this moment isn't just about one man. It's about faith, hope, and a celebration that nobody will ever forget.